She said, "You're too sensitive for me. I need distance." She ended it right before my flight to see her. I said, "All right," canceled nothing, and lived my life like she never existed. 4 days later, she showed up at my door unannounced holding something that made her avoid looking me in the eyes. I'm 33, and until last week, I thought I was in a solid relationship. We'd been together for almost 2 years, doing the long-distance thing for the past 6 months after she took a job 3 states away. It wasn't ideal, but we made it work. Or at least I thought we were making it work. The breakup came on a Tuesday night. I was packing for my Friday flight to visit her, had the whole weekend planned, reservations made, time off approved at work. My phone rang around 9 p.m. Her name lit up the screen, and I answered with a smile. "Hey, I'm almost done packing. Should I bring that jacket you like, or we need to talk?" Those 4 words. I sat down on the edge of my bed, suitcase half-packed behind me. "Okay, what's going on?" "I've been thinking a lot lately. About us. About where this is going." My stomach dropped. And I don't think this is working anymore. "You're too sensitive for me. Every time I need space, you take it personally. Every time I'm busy with work, you act like I'm abandoning you. I can't breathe. I need distance." I sat there processing. Too sensitive. I'd heard that before from her. Usually after I'd asked why she hadn't called in 3 days or why she'd canceled plans last minute again. "So you're breaking up with me? 3 days before I'm supposed to visit. I'm sorry about the timing. I couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. Right? Okay." There was a pause. I think she expected me to fight, to beg, to prove her point about being too sensitive. "That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say?" "You've made your decision. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I just thought you'd be more upset." "I'm sure I will be. But right now, I'm just tired. Take care of yourself." I hung up before she could respond. Then I sat there staring at my half-packed suitcase for probably 20 minutes. My first instinct was to cancel everything. The flight, the hotel, the restaurant reservations. But then something shifted in my head. Why should I cancel? I'd already paid for most of it. The flight was non-refundable. The hotel would charge me anyway. So I didn't cancel anything. I went to bed, woke up Wednesday morning, and went to work like normal. When my coworkers asked if I was excited about my trip, I said yes. When my mom called to ask how my girlfriend was doing, I said she was fine and changed the subject. Thursday night, I finished packing. Friday morning, I got on that plane. But instead of going to see her, I'd spent Wednesday evening replanning the entire trip. Same city, different itinerary. I'd always wanted to visit the art museum there, check out some breweries, maybe do that food tour I'd seen online. Now I could do all of it without coordinating around someone else's schedule. Update 1. The weekend was strange, but liberating. I ate at the restaurant I'd reserved, told them I was dining alone, got a table by the window. The waiter gave me a sympathetic look, but didn't ask questions. I ordered the expensive wine I'd been planning to share and drank the whole bottle myself while reading a book on my phone. Saturday, I did the museum and the food tour. Sunday, I went to 2 breweries and a vintage record shop. I bought myself a rare pressing of an album I'd been searching for. Every time I thought about texting her, about asking why she'd really done this, I looked at where I was and what I was doing and realized I was actually enjoying myself. I posted a few photos on social media, nothing obvious, just the museum, some food, the record shop. No captions about being alone or heartbroken, just living my life. I flew back Sunday night, got home around 10 p.m., and collapsed into bed. Monday morning, I was back at work. My coworker asked how the trip was. "Really good, actually. I needed that." "How's your girlfriend?" "We broke up, but the trip was still great." Her face fell. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I think so. It was coming for a while. And honestly, I meant it. Now that I had distance from it, I could see all the signs I'd ignored. The gradual decrease in calls. The way she'd started picking fights over nothing. The constant complaints about me being too much, too needy, too sensitive, when all I'd ever done was ask for basic communication. Tuesday evening, I was making dinner when my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Hey, it's me. I'm using my work phone. Can we talk?" I stared at it for a long moment. Then I put my phone face down on the counter and went back to cooking. She called twice from that number. I didn't answer. Then she tried my social media messages. I'd already muted her there. Wednesday, I got home from the gym around 7 p.m. I was heading up the stairs to my apartment when I saw someone sitting on the floor outside my door. It was her. She stood up when she saw me, and that's when I noticed what she was holding, my jacket. The one I'd left at her place months ago. The one she'd said she'd mail back, but never did. "Hi," she said quietly, not meeting my eyes. "What are you doing here?" "I needed to see you. To talk to you." "You drove 3 states to return a jacket?" "No. I mean, yes, I brought your jacket, but that's not why I'm here." I walked past her and unlocked my door. "I don't think we have anything to talk about. Please, just 5 minutes." I should have said no. Should have closed the door in her face. But I was curious. So I stepped inside and left the door open. She followed me in. "Nice trip?" she asked, her voice tight. "It was great, actually. I saw your posts." "You went anyway." "Why wouldn't I? Everything was already paid for." She set my jacket on the back of my couch, still not looking at me directly. "I thought you'd cancel. I thought you'd be too upset to go." "Well, I wasn't. Clearly." She finally looked up at me, and her eyes were red. "Did you go to the restaurant?" "I did." "Alone?" "Yep." Her face crumpled slightly. "You didn't even try to fix this. You just moved on. Like I didn't matter." I felt anger rising in my chest. "You broke up with me. You said I was too sensitive. You said you needed distance. What exactly was I supposed to fix? I thought you'd fight for me. I thought you'd show up at my door and tell me I was wrong." And there it was. The truth. This had been a test. Some manipulative game to see if I'd chase her. "So you drove all the way here, for days later, holding my jacket like some kind of olive branch, because I didn't play your game?" "It wasn't a game." "Then what was it?" She sat down on my couch without being invited. I was scared. We were getting serious and I panicked. "I thought if I pushed you away and you came back, it would prove you really loved me." That's the most toxic thing I've ever heard. I know it is. I realized that about 2 hours after we hung up. I wanted to call you back, but I thought I should give you space first. Then I saw your posts and realized you'd gone without me, and I panicked again. Update 2. I stood there in my own living room, looking at this woman who'd been so important to me just a week ago, and felt absolutely nothing. No anger, no love, no sadness. Just exhaustion. "So what do you want from me now?" I asked. "I want another chance. I want to start over." "No. Please. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But we were good together." "Were we?" "Because from where I'm standing, you spent the last 6 months slowly pulling away, picking fights, and making me feel like I was crazy for wanting basic communication. Then you dumped me as a test. That's not love. That's manipulation. I was dealing with a lot at work. I know. And every time I tried to be supportive, you told me I was being too much. Every time I asked if you were okay, you said I was smothering you. You trained me to not care, and then got upset when I stopped caring." She was crying now, but I couldn't bring myself to comfort her. "I made a mistake. You made several. And I'm not interested in signing up for more. So that's it. You're just done. You were done last Tuesday. I'm just respecting your decision." She stood up, wiping her face. "You're really not even going to consider it?" "No, I'm not. I drove all this way. I didn't ask you to. You made that choice." She grabbed my jacket off the couch and threw it at me. "You know what? You're right. You're too sensitive. Too rigid. Too unforgiving. Probably. But at least I'm not playing games with people's feelings." She stormed past me toward the door, then stopped. "You'll regret this." "Maybe. But I doubt it." She left, slamming the door behind her. I stood there holding my jacket, the one I'd honestly forgotten about, and felt a weight lift off my shoulders. Update 3. The next morning, I woke up to 17 text messages. All from her. The first few were apologies. Then anger. Then more apologies. Then accusations that I was seeing someone else. How else could I have moved on so fast? Then more apologies. The last one, sent at 4 a.m., just said, "I'm sorry. I love you. Please call me." I deleted them all without responding. My best friend called me during lunch. "Dude, what's going on? Your ex just messaged me asking if you're dating someone." "I'm not. She's just having a hard time accepting that I'm not chasing her. She's calling everyone. She messaged 3 of your friends this morning asking about you." "Great. Well, tell her I'm fine and to leave me alone." "Already did." She didn't take it well. Over the next week, she tried everything. More texts from different numbers. Emails. Social media messages from accounts I didn't know she had. She sent me a playlist of our songs on a music streaming service. She had flowers delivered to my office with a card that said, "I was wrong. Please forgive me." I threw the flowers away and blocked every new number and account she used. 2 weeks after she'd shown up at my apartment, my mom called. Honey, did you and your girlfriend break up? Yeah, Mom. 2 weeks ago. Well, she called me today. Said you two had a misunderstanding and she wanted to explain her side. My blood went cold. She called you. She did. She seemed very upset. She said you won't talk to her. Mom, she dumped me, then showed up unannounced trying to get back together. There's no misunderstanding. I just don't want to be with her anymore. There was a pause. She made it sound like you were the one who ended things. Of course she did. Did you tell her anything about me? No. I said I'd talk to you first. I'm glad I did. I'll block her number. Thanks, Mom. After that call, I realized this wasn't going to stop on its own. I documented everything, screenshots of the messages, photos of the flowers, records of her contacting my friends and family. Then I sent her one final message. I need you to stop contacting me and the people in my life. What we had is over. If this continues, I'll need to consider legal options. Please move on. She responded immediately. You'd really do that to me? After everything we meant to each other? Yes. Leave me alone. She didn't respond after that. But she didn't stop either. Update 4. A week later, I was at a coffee shop working on my laptop when someone sat down across from me. I looked up, expecting a stranger asking to share the table. It was her best friend. We need to talk, she said. I don't think. I'm not here to convince you to get back together with her. I'm here to apologize. That caught me off guard. Apologize? I encouraged all of this. The breakup test, the showing up at your place, all of it. I told her if you really loved her, you'd fight for her. I was wrong. I've been watching her spiral for 3 weeks now, and I realized I helped create this mess. Okay. She's not well. I don't mean that as an excuse, but as an explanation. She's been obsessing over you, over what went wrong, over why you won't take her back. She's convinced herself that if she just tries hard enough, you'll forgive her. That's not my problem anymore. I know, and I'm not asking you to fix it. I'm just asking you to maybe consider getting a restraining order if she doesn't stop. Because I don't think she will. I was already considering it. She nodded. Good. She needs consequences. She needs to hit rock bottom before she'll stop. And maybe not even then. She stood up to leave, then paused. For what it's worth, I think you made the right choice. She wasn't good to you. I see that now. After she left, I sat there for a long time thinking about everything. About how I'd almost been convinced that I was the problem. Too sensitive, too needy, too much. About how quickly I love you turns into I need distance when someone's playing games. About how the best revenge really is just living well and refusing to play along. Final update. It's been 2 months since the breakup, 6 weeks since she showed up at my door. I did end up filing for a restraining order after she showed up at my gym. That seemed to finally get through to her. I haven't heard from her in a month. I'm doing well. Better than well, honestly. I've been hanging out with friends more, picked up a new hobby, even went on a couple casual dates. Nothing serious. But it's nice to meet people who don't treat conversations like chess matches. Last week, I ran into her best friend again at the same coffee shop. She told me my ex finally started seeing a therapist and has been making progress. She's apparently accepted that we're not getting back together and is working on herself. Good for her. I genuinely hope she figures out whatever she needs to figure out. As for me, I learned something valuable from all this. When someone tells you who they are, whether through words or actions, believe them. And when someone tests your love by withdrawing theirs, the only winning move is not to play. I kept the jacket, by the way. It's a good jacket. No reason to let her ruin that for me too. Edit. A lot of people asked if I ever found out why she really broke up with me. Her best friend eventually told me there was a guy at work she'd been interested in, and she wanted to explore that option without technically cheating. It didn't work out, obviously. That's probably why she came back. Edit 2. Someone asked about the trip photos. I still have them. Sometimes I look back at them and feel proud of myself for not letting her ruin something I'd looked forward to. Best decision I made was getting on that plane.